All right, we're back at it again with the
Hey,
podcast.
you know what I realized?
What?
No one else is in my office. Do you want me to do a Harry Carey? We're back.
Do it.
You
Yeah.
ready?
I don't know why I covered my mic like it's gonna blow out my mic. Oh my gosh, I can't even hear you.
Really?
Oh, now I can. Maybe you're so loud that Zoom is cutting it.
It
Oh
went,
my
yeah,
gosh.
it went supersonic. The Zoom was like, no one's EQing in the red on my watch, bitch.
Zoom's like absolutely not. So yeah, welcome back to Show and Tell. I'm Tone.
Sorry, I'm just doing my stretches. I'm showing and telling some healthy office exercise.
What's your favorite office exercise?
Do you want to know for real?
Oh my gosh, do you
Toe
genuinely
touch?
have office exercises that you do?
Yeah, it's just this one. It's just palms on the floor.
Can you could put your
I
whole
can't.
palms on the
I
floor while you're
can't.
standing?
Yeah.
That's
And
impressive.
remember, in the previous episode, we established that I'm 6 feet tall.
No, we established that you're 5'12".
Excuse me. I'm a fat piece of shit, but I can bend in half. Okay.
This
I'll
is
start
my
Weight Watchers when I can no longer bend in half.
this is mine. The office. I was a big
A
proponent.
treadmill?
I was a big fan of the standing desk treadmill combo this year.
Damn.
Yeah, I fell off, but I mean it's still
Yeah,
there.
we can tell.
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting. Because I can't fold in half. Anyways, time to. Ooh, sorry, no free clout for the girlies.
Oh, I should have grabbed my liquid death from the fridge. I'm such an asshole.
Do you have one?
Yeah, but it's like 5 minutes away.
Yeah, not worth it. I was gonna say if it's in the next room, I could vamp. I can't vamp for 5 minutes.
Uh, it's like 2 rooms over.
Oh, do it.
Dude, it's a severed line. You got to vamp. I'll be right back.
All right, all right. Oh, it's a lime. Okay. Anyways, welcome back to Show and Tell. This is the show that is entirely based on a tweet, and here we are at the end of 2022, still doing Zoom recordings, still doing Zoom podcasts. I'm one of the hosts, Antonio, aka Tone, and my lovely guest who is back or didn't leave. I can see in the reflection he's looks like he's getting naked. Um,
God damn it. I thought it would have been funny if I came back in a whole new outfit and you were just like, what the that
uh,
would have been a good bit, right?
that would have been really funny. Ooh,
Sponsor me, daddy.
oh gosh, and the best flavor. So here, this is our show. You know, we're little freak boys when it comes to carbonated water. That's us. God,
Little
that
freak
could have been an ad the
boys.
way I sipped that. And you know what I've realized through um all of the episodes of both shows that I've done, I'm almost 100% sure, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, that
Ben.
the logo to this bubbly bounce is placed in such a way that when I take a sip, you can see it.
It's like perfect, yeah.
Yeah, like it's like I would have loved to just have
It's
the
just so
smile.
obvious that you're shilling for it. You know what I mean?
I know, right? And I mean, anyways, do you have any more words before we start the intro?
I wish you had said that 3 seconds earlier because I was about to belch.
Well, post belch, let's run the intro.
Oh, so you're gonna edit it in?
Yeah, I don't have it.
Oh, you look last episode. I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
Oh, really? Oh, no, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
I didn't want to say anything because I knew I was gonna go long. But I was like, what the fuck?
This is all staying in. This is all staying in. But so anyways, we're back here to talk about our top 5 albums of the year.
Mm,
or top five, top
top
five,
five
top five.
music as defined by user.
Okay, so top five albums is what the prompt said, and we didn't define. Honestly, we could have gone top five photo albums if we wanted to get real wild with it. But the way I interpreted it is top five albums of this year for me. And I was thinking of doing top five albums that came out. What are you doing? What are you looking at?
I'm sorry, my laptop is closed.
You bitch, you better not be on Twitter or
I
Nugs.
wasn't. Even worse. I was on Facebook.
Oh, disgusting. You're probably watching cat videos. So, anyways, so the way I interpreted it this year was the top five albums. And I realized that this year I didn't listen to a lot of albums that came out. I feel like being so distracting, and I took my meds today.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
Who is that? Who is
I'll
that?
tell you later. I'll tell you next year.
So I didn't listen to a lot of albums as they came out. I feel like I was I don't know what it was up with me, but I feel like I was on my hipster shit this year. I was like, I'm not going to listen to it. I'll listen to it later. And then I don't know how many albums came and went that I just didn't listen to. But a few broke through the noise. I feel like this wasn't that great of a year for rap albums that came out. I can't
Oh, dude, definitely not.
like Kendrick dropped,
Definitely not.
but
I
I was
mean, did
and
that Pusha T album come out this year?
yeah, so Pusha T's album was pretty good. I actually listened to that when it came out. Didn't make this
And
list, but it was for a Pusha T
I'm
album,
trying
it
to
was
think what
really good.
else other good big rap album well, that's the thing. There weren't any huge like Kendrick Lamar was the huge rap album, and well,
It was what it was. Didn't even
like
I
who else put out
I
huge
literally
records?
I still didn't I still
Drake. I mean,
haven't.
Drake put out an album.
Drake put out two albums actually.
Dude, did Whatever Nevermind come out this year?
Maybe. I thought Drake dropped two albums. Anyways, we're not here to talk about Drake. We're here to talk about my albums, my top 5. Um and actually, so if you'll remember from our previously on Show and Tell with Tone and Tone, you talked about your 5 ways that you consumed music this year. I am strictly a streaming guy. And which is funny because I had like a whole moment this year because I was like, "Oh my gosh, I remember when like streaming started and I was like, this is so whack. I'm just going to keep using my iPod. I only want an iPod. I only want to listen to my music from my iPod." And
Yeah.
stre-
You're famously an iPod guy.
I love my iPod. I still
You had a recent episode of your very excellent show, Missing the Homies, link in bio,
link in
where you
bio.
and your grandma talked about your iPod.
Yeah. So I love
I'll
my
plug it.
iPod.
I'll plug it. You don't have to. I got you, babe.
See, 2023 is the year we get to plugging. I'll plug the blog and you plug.
This is my giving gratitude and goodness here.
Yes. Oh, hell yeah. No caller
I'm a
ID.
triple G bitch.
So
GG.
GG's. So this year, so what I actually did want to talk to you about this, and I didn't know if this was an on main or an offline off
Well,
pod
it's tight that you're
conversation.
bringing it up on the podcast.
So now it's on the main. I feel left out of the Spotify Wraps because titles year end sucks
It's
ass.
very bad.
It's
Well,
so bad.
Here are the 2 ways that I cope with that, and then
Please, because
I want to hear you say more about it.
yes.
The 2 ways that I cope are the first and most obvious way is that Rachel and I share my title account, and I like what Rachel listens to,
Mm-hmm.
but it skews the data so profoundly that I can't notice how bad the title Wrapped is because we're like actively working against it.
Right.
You know
You
what I,
like
like you know like in like the month that what like I think a Freddie Gibbs album came out this summer. And the
Mhm.
month that the Gibbs album came out this summer, it was like your most listened to in July. It was like 6 songs from Freddie Gibbs and then like Nice for What and a bunch of Lady A songs.
Lady A. I don't even. You know.
Country, pop country.
Gotcha. So
And the second reason is that Spotify is evil. It treats artists evilly. And I think that like Spotify is the normie default. And I don't have my asshole hipster opinions about music anymore, but I like do
but
sort of look down my nose at like normies on Spotify who are like, oh my God, I was in like the top 10% of listeners of Taylor Swift. And it's like, it doesn't make you special that you listened to the most popular artist in the world this year. Like, yeah, so did everyone. So
I
I don't know. That's how I cope with not having Spotify Wrapped.
I fucking
I
love
also get FOMO from it. I feel you, bro.
I fucking love the, I mean, it's still 2020. Keep that gatekeep gaslight girl boss shit. Keep it going.
I'm
But
not into my gratitude, goodness, grateful
not
yet.
not yet. Nah, we still got like oh my god. We only have like 10 days. Like
Yeah,
literally.
and I mean, by the way, I'm not gatekeeping. I just think people that participate in the corporate culture of stealing from artists are evil pieces of shit. That's not gatekeeping.
No. I got. But
You know,
when you
if
said you
you're in the
looked down
top
on your
zero
nose,
zero,
if I may a
yeah. Well,
quote,
you know what?
if
If
I
you're
may
in
a
the top
quote,
0.1% of listeners of Coheed and Cambria, why don't you buy their fucking CDs? They get money from that. They don't get money from fuck it.
anyways,
What'd you listen
anyways.
to this year, Tone?
So anyway, before we even get to that, I wanted to be, the only solace that has kept me on, because I've had so many people tell me like, "Oh, why aren't you on Apple Music? Why aren't you on Spotify? Why aren't you on this? You're on Tidal." The looks I get from being on Tidal, which I used to love. I used to revel in that shit. I used to be like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
there are a lot of title haters out there.
yeah, I'm one of the 7 people that's on Tidal. Fuck with me." So that was keeping me going. You being on Tidal, which like you're the only person who I share playlists with, so it made it easier. But the main thing that kept me on Tidal was sadly lost this year.
Oh,
The genius that was he who shall not be named. That's what got me on Tidal. Literally, the life of Pablo
right.
being
Pablo, yeah.
being a Tidal exclusive is what got me on there, because at that point, I mean, it was the early days of I mean, like obviously Spotify still had the stranglehold, but like Apple Music wasn't around. And now,
Are
especially
you
with,
too young? Do you remember Google Music?
oh yeah, Google actually, I I didn't even mention it, but Google, when I was telling you like literally 30 seconds ago about how when uh streaming started and I hated it, it's because I was using Google Music. Google Music's interface was fucking garbage. It looked
Yeah, it
like
was very bad.
it looked like Google Drive, and I'm like, I can't. This isn't how I listen to music. Like streaming sucks. Streaming is. I was that person. I was like, streaming's never gonna work. iPods are gonna live forever. Steve Jobs forever. And fucking 6 months later, I was on the title bus. But anyways, so
Mhm.
the whole shit that has happened with Ye and Jay-Z not even being a main like owner of Tidal anymore. Like, yeah, he still owns Tidal, but like he's not the sole owner. It's not that press conference, because the video, and I'm gonna put it in after, with all of the artists
Jack White's in
lined
that
up.
video. Of course, I know that video.
Really? See, I like
Yeah, Jack White was also a co-owner.
like
It was like Ye, Rihanna, Jay, Beyonce,
Jack White.
Madonna, if I didn't already say that, and Jack White
That's so.
and Jay
But
Z
so when I saw that video,
and
I was like,
Prince.
oh my god, R.I.P. Um, so
Yeah,
when I
dude.
saw that
Yeah.
video, I was like, oh, this is the streaming service I want to be on. But I feel like it's not that anymore, and the interface sucks, and it doesn't suck. Like I'm used to it, but like I miss I miss not miss, but like I want that year end wrap just because, and like they, because I really loved the iTunes. You remember the old iTunes counter where it's like this is how many
Dude,
times you listen to the song total. That was my
I'm gonna pull
favorite.
mine up. I'm
Pull it
gonna pull
up.
mine up.
That was
I still fuck with iTunes.
that was my favorite shit because I mean I'm one of the people who if I like a song, I'm just gonna listen to that song until I physically cannot hear it anymore. So like I think
My top play on iTunes is the Bluey theme song with a total of 12 plays.
oh my god, 12 play. Oh okay, so Apple Music doesn't do per song.
No, the Bluey theme song.
No, I know, but does Apple Music or does you said iTunes? That's
That's the
iTunes.
iTunes. I bought it and downloaded it. And it doesn't track consistently between devices. So I have different on my
Mm.
phone, my iPod, and my laptop.
See, so
I miss that. I used to be heavy into that.
I loved that. I would plug my iPod in and I would watch the numbers run up. That was my
Mm-hmm.
favorite thing.
Big time.
Um, so and I mean like Apple Music, I'm already I got my phone, I got my MacBook, I got my iPad. Like I'm so deep in the Apple ecosystem. I'm like, oh, maybe it would just be easiest to go to Apple Music. So like we don't have to decide this here,
But
but
their
that
Wrapped also sucks, people say.
yeah. So that's where I'm like, would it be better? Would it not? This is literally a conversation I wanted to have with you because you are one of the other 7 people who is on title and can actually understand.
Well, I can tell you conclusively if I ever leave title, which I will if I no longer get the fan club rate. Because I
Oh,
get it for five. I get the highest tier for $5 a month because
how?
Jack White is a co-owner. If you're in the fan club, you get it for $5 a month. And I've had it since 2015 when Jack White signed to it.
That's so sick. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, and
Okay.
if I have to listen to a single ad on title, I'm done. And
Oh
then
my God.
I'll probably try to live without streaming, not succeed at that, and then just get on Apple Music. Because same as you, I'm in the ecosystem.
Okay.
I'm
So,
morally opposed. I'm morally opposed to Spotify, but more importantly, I'm already in the ecosystem, so I'll probably just get on to Apple Music.
okay. So that is not exactly what I wanted to hear, but also exactly what I wanted to hear because
Because then we can still send each other playlists and shit.
that like I obviously I listen to music for me. Like music is not a social
Mhm.
thing for me. Whereas
I get what you mean, but I also disagree. But
well
I get what you mean. Keep going.
it's not mainly a social thing for me. Like I listen especially I feel like now I've come to talk about albums less and less unless it's with you.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, I want to be on the same platform as you because when we share stuff back and forth, I want that ease because like you sending
Mm-hmm.
me the Jack White playlist, boom, I like opened it on
On it
my
instantly. Yeah.
yeah, it was so seamless. Um so I don't know. That's where I'm
The
at.
one thing that I don't like about being kind of alone on title is, I don't want to plug the blog again, but
Don't worry, I'll plug it.
I
Blog will be in the description.
I love making playlists, and I would probably like make a playlist at least once a month, write about it, and just link it on my blog. But like on title, I'm not going to do that because no,
Yeah, no
I'll just text it to you.
yeah.
No one else is on it, so it's just like, what's the point?
Right. And I've so me saying that it's not a social thing, I've also like been wondering because I mean like this has been the year which I'll get into my albums. This has been the year that I like have finally started to open up a little bit and listen to something that's not just oh, if it's not a rap album, don't even
Fuck
send it
it.
to me. Yeah. So like I'm starting to make it more of a not just me, what I like. It's only these things, and I'm starting to open up a little more. So I'm like, maybe it's worth getting on Apple Music to make it a little easier to share music with other people.
Sure.
Just thoughts I've had. But anyways, let's get into the top fives. So, like I said, this
So wait,
year
wait, before you start, are these what's the like what's the list? Is this like your five favorite? Is it five you enjoyed? Is it from worst to best? Like, hold on, set the
I was going to, you know me, I'm gonna
okay, so I didn't mean to jump in on you like that. I just for the love of God, give us some rules here, bro. We're
don't
not having
worry.
fun. This is show and tell, not playground.
Yeah, we're not here to fuck around. This is
This isn't
serious.
fucking chaos, bro.
So, um
Sorry, I just genuinely panicked about that.
no, you're totally good. So, like I said, this
I'm
year
not on my medicine today.
so this year I didn't listen to a lot of albums that came out this year, but
Yeah,
same like you. I feel like this year has been, I've changed a lot. I also feel like I'm more myself than I ever have been, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I'm growing up, but at
that's
the same time, I'm
yeah,
like
totally.
really getting to double down on some of the things I love. This stack of comic books is prime example. So,
You know what we call that?
growth.
You're not growing up, you're growing in.
Ooh, I'm growing. I'm growth in and out. So these five albums that I picked are not are these are five albums that this year I have really enjoyed and meant something to me. And they're not
Yeah,
all like as deep as like, oh, this album really like hit me in the soul. Cause some of them are just like with my first one, it's just an album that I listened to and I was like, fuck, this is just like I just had like such a good time
sure.
listening to it. And it really um and I didn't even listen to it for a long time, but like when I was sitting here thinking about, what albums did I listen to this year? These five albums kept coming back for one reason or the other, and I'll explain for each. So my first album of 2022 is let me bring this brightness down. Is Ludacris's Ludaversal 2015. Not at all the album you thought I was going to kick off with.
No, and if you put a gun to my head, I couldn't tell you a single song from that album.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you
Could
couldn't.
I?
No, you couldn't, because this is the last album that Ludacris released in 2015, and I'm not a huge Ludacris fan. I like I like Get Back. I like Throw Them Bows, just like everybody. I didn't listen. I'm not into the Fast and Furious franchise yet, but I know Luda is mainstream. He's huge. He's amazing. Maybe not amazing, but he's huge. But listening to this album, it took me back to 2015, and in 2015,
Mm,
I was graduating high school, and I remember the week this came out because I was very much like in my like I was graduating high school. I was very much in my routine of like new music drops on Friday. I know I would work at the liquor store on Friday, so I would wake up in the morning, check what albums came out on 123 Hip Hop, download them and put them on my iPod. And so that album, and I think this album I streamed, but so it was between those two. So I was like, okay, new Ludacris album dropped, whatever. And just the bars alone that Ludacris has in this song are fucking great. He has
what's
like
the funniest bar on the album?
so I was trying to think and pick I couldn't pick one, and actually he just has a couple of songs that are like genuinely good. 2022 is also the year that I remembered that I really loved just rapping, like when people rap. And I think that's why I haven't listened to too many albums this year,
Sure.
because not a lot of people came with just like a rap record. Like
Yeah.
Pusha T did. Um
Yeah,
But
but like Pusha T, and this is a compliment, not a critique, but like he's not like a fun rapper.
no, Pusha
Like
T.
if you put on like a Pusha T album, and you're not trying to have fun or feel good.
Yeah, like Pusha T's albums, I feel like are the best when you're like driving around at night and it's dark and you want to feel like you're in a Batman movie. Literally,
Dude,
like
nice. Yeah.
that's like the Robert Pattinson and Pusha T, beautiful. Which actually brings me back to this Ludaversal album because when I
Amazing.
listened to it, I was like, I was laughing because there's a skit on here that it's Come and See Me Interlude, and it's like 4 minutes long of like Ludacris calling 911 because he got a boner. And he's like, my dick's been hard for like 4 hours. And the 911 operator is like going back and forth. It's like, oh shit. Like, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, it's just so goofy. And it like, I'm sitting there the first, like listening to it the first time, I was like, what the fuck? And it's so long. And he plays it out and it's so funny. And then it just goes into like such a sick song. So I was like, why am I enjoying this so much? And it was so goofy. And between all of the like actual really cool bars, some of the punchlines were just so like they're ones where I like, oh my god, I can't believe you just said that.
Are there more punchlines than like a Big Sean album?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Almost every line ends with a punchline. But it really
All right.
reminded me of some of the comics I've been reading and
Hmm.
what the decision that I came to after listening to this album was that Ludacris is the rap game Blade, and this album
All right.
definitively proves
Hold
it.
on. I'm putting Ludiversal into queue right now. That's hilarious.
If I might suggest listening to Beast Mode, oh no, it's the Viagra skit. That's the
Is it
long one.
deluxe edition?
Yeah. Um, Beast Mode, Lyrical Healing, Grass is Always Greener, Come and See Me. Like he's got some really really good songs. So that's Ludaversal. Anyways,
All right, I got it
um,
added. I'm excited for that.
it's
Boy,
it's
Ludicrous, not where I thought you were gonna start.
no, and I had just like and I probably only listened to it for like a week, maybe two weeks, but I had just like such a good time, and it
Yeah,
literally felt like I was reading a Blade comic, and I was like,
I love
this
that. That's
album
awesome.
is just so great. So my next album is the amazing Apartment 505 by the beastly Coast Contra. Um,
Yes, we talked about them this summer.
yes. So again, this
Well,
album.
you told me about them this summer. I'm not taking credit for that.
So this is one of the few albums that came out this year, and I'm not gonna lie, this album was okay. Like it has a couple of really, really, really good songs, like Explicit. There's one called Family. It's either Family or Family Business, but like great songs. But this was their first album, and so I'm like, okay, I'm just pumped to see where they go. But this
Hmm.
album is what got me into their freestyles, and the freestyles. I mean, obviously, you like we already talked about this off pod. The
That one that you sent me, I almost wrecked my car listening to it.
bro, so that was the Never Story freestyle, which JID is already so sick. I love his. I think he is insane
Wait,
on any song.
wait. The guy in that freestyle is JID,
No, no, no,
who
no,
put out a soul.
no, no, no. So the guy on the freestyle, the beat is a JID beat. Oh my god, we have 10 minutes and I've only gotten to one.
Oh man, okay, dude. I was like, what the fuck? I am gonna listen to that JID album.
So
Okay, okay.
so that's another. I mean, the JID album came out. I still haven't gotten through it. I started it and I really liked it, but like JID is one of those people that you like really really have to listen to, because he's somebody who just raps, and I love the Never Story, which was his first album. So, anyways, Apartment
Mhm.
505, good out, good album, fucking phenomenal freestyles. Like, oh my gosh, that I just kept coming back to and back to. Like those freestyles were crazy. Next album,
Yeah, those
which
guys are dumb talented.
so crazy, and I can't wait to see their next album and whatever they come out with next.
Hmm.
My next album is Logic's Vinyl Days. So
Amazing cover. Hold that up again. That is an amazing cover.
so sick. Oh, come on, come on, close. All right,
A little free plug for Stella's.
I gotta love me some Stellas. So
Yeah, that's a good ass album cover.
Logic's Vinyl Days. Um, I won't talk too much on it, but Logic's Vinyl Days is the first Logic album in 3 years that I've loved. Like I genuinely loved all of Logic's mixtapes. His first two albums were I loved his first album so much. Second album was like kind of a concepty sci-fi movie
Yeah.
esque, and it was good. But I feel like after that he fell way off. But this Vinyl Days was the first album in like four albums that I've been like, holy shit. He was rapping like crazy. He had insane features from the Royce one. Like I would go back and just listen to. I love Royce the 5'9",
Yeah,
but
Royce is great. I love
Royce
Royce.
is stupid. Oh my god, he's so good. And him and Logic go bar for bar on a song, and I'm like, oh my god, that was the song that I listened to the entire time in Mexico. Like Renee was pissed. She's like, again. I was like, I can't stop listening
Can't
to it.
stop. Sorry, babe.
So good. So I was like really, really happy with that Logic album. Um, and then this next album is Rest in Peace, Nip Hussle
Yeah.
the Great.
Yeah.
So Victory Lap is an album I come back to. I saw that it came out in 2018. I think I saw. And I loved it as soon as it dropped. And it really bums me out that like Nipsey Hussle uh passed away the way he did. And I Victory Lap is an album that I just like Pop Smoke, I get into like these phases where I'm like, oh my gosh, all I need to do is listen to Nipsey Hussle right now, which also doesn't help like listening to new music because I'm like going back through my title month by month, which actually is, I kind of like how title breaks it down month by month
I do like that. Yeah.
because honestly, like prepping for this, I went month by month, and I could tell what albums I was listening to. And so, like the past 2 months, all I've been listening to is Nipsey Hussle. And this album, there are very few albums that I feel are genuinely perfect. Like for
Can
me,
you compare it to an album that you know I know? Because I've actually never listened to Nipsey. Like, what rapper is he like?
he's like Jay-Z. From what I understand
Okay.
all the from all the interviews and everything I've um watched, Nipsey Hussle's one of his like main appeals is how he was as a businessman, and him and Jay-Z actually finally got on a song this year. It
Mm,
was post posthum
posthumous.
posthumously. It was posthumously. Um, but so Jay Z and Nipsey Hussle are like similar. They have very different styles. Obviously, Nipsey Hussle being from the West Coast, he
Sure.
has sort of like a more of a laid back G Funk kind of vibe to some of the
Okay.
songs. But I love, love, love Victory Lap. And I feel like this is an album that I come back to sort of when I feel like, you know, when I feel like I've been grinding for a while and I feel like, kind of what's the point of it? Because one of Nipsey Hussle's main like his whole thing was the marathon. Like
Right.
his career was a marathon. It's not a sprint. And I love that. Like that's part of one of the reasons why I love Nipsey Hussle as an artist,
Hmm.
because I feel like he's so his message is so cool. And that feels kind of cheesy to say sometimes, but like I love his, like, sometimes it's just going to take a while. Um and so like this year, with like a lot of the work problems that I had, not like problems, but like career shifts, and like being in application mode for so long, and like shuffling around, I even at a certain point I was like, I'm putting so much work into like this show and my other show, and I was just kind of like what's the point? Like, not that I like don't
Thanks.
not that I yeah, not like, not that I, in an effort
I know
to
what you mean, bro. I'm just fucking
yeah,
with you.
yeah, yeah, but like, so like sometimes, like you put, especially like with your blog and all that, like you put so much work into like these projects, and you're just like, what's the point sometimes? And one of the lines that I feel like every time I come back to this album, I find a different song that hits me
That's how
hard.
you know it's that real shit.
Yeah, and that's why I fucking love this album. So this time around, um I had a song that I normally don't like, and it was the song with Kendrick, called Dedication. And
Mm.
Kendrick's got a verse on it. It's pretty cool, but there's a line in there. He says, "How long will preparation how long till opportunity meets preparation?" And I was just like, that
Damn.
line
Yeah.
hit me like a fucking truck, and I was like, okay, something's gonna happen. It's just a matter of like, not rushing it. So
Hmm.
I love, love, love Victory Lap. And this album was a fucking bitch. I went to Target, Best Buy, Barnes and Noble, two different record stores, could not find this fucking album in a vinyl or a compact disc. Nothing.
I love the love for compact discs. I'm gonna do a little research to see if they pressed it.
They did. And I was this close to buying it on Amazon, but I feel like I have so much respect for Nipsey Hussle as an artist. And like you said, like if you're in the top whatever percent of people, why wouldn't you just buy their shit? So I like
And I mean,
I don't want to buy it through Amazon. I don't want to like do that. I want to, if anything, I would like go to his site and buy it, because I've also been wanting to get a marathon hoodie or crew neck, and I haven't got that. So maybe
I have good
2023.
news for you. You
Yes.
can get it relatively inexpensively online in vinyl.
How much?
Like 23 bucks shipped, 25 bucks,
Oh, that's not bad at all. But
30.
is that from his site, or is that from
No,
Amazon?
this is from a like eBay, but only for vinyl.
Only
It's that
on.
it's that it's that Discogs. I sent you that when you were looking for those Marvel cool
Oh,
discs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I still have it. Oh my gosh, I gave up on those. Those were breaking my heart because I
Yeah,
couldn't
well, they
find.
won't break your heart, but they'll break your bank.
Yeah.
All right, you got a minute. What's number five?
Okay. Number five is
Look at that face. What is this about to be?
all right. Number five. Before we even get to number five, oh shit. Never mind. Okay, less than a minute. I'm just gonna show my number one album of the year. Commemorating the best prank I have ever pulled, bought from Reckless Records, where we will be going when you make the trip to the Shy. This album was
Fuck
so
you.
fucking funny. This album not only was one
Did
of
you
my
listen
favorite.
to it? Do you like it?
Haven't listened to it all the way through. But it got me started listening to Jack White, all kinds of different stuff. So this
Hey, wait,
album,
is that a vinyl?
no, this is a compact disc.
What is a what?
It's a compact